This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks Fast Break coming at you at Prosper with Erika, a good friend of mine, a fellow Gap backgammon player, and officially approved to live in New York City. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you that you made it through the referral process. Now let's talk about your software company.
Yeah. Prosper, thankfully, is significantly more impressive than I am to a condo board, apparently.
I love it. So we've known each other for several years. You've been trying to figure out how to streamline and optimize clubs and studios for several years. You obviously nailed that when we were working together during COVID, and we're really impressed with what you had built then. So that's been a couple of years out. So give us an update on where the software is, who you're working with, and what you're excited about.
So the software doesn't, obviously the core of what we do, which is to make frontline teams better, make life easier for managers, still the same. But the way that we do it and the amount of features and how complex and big the product has become is somewhat unrecognizable. Sometimes we look at it and we go, wow. Everything from literally meeting scheduling for your team all the way to auto-routed ticketing. We now can include third-party vendors. We can bring in different integrations. So we opened up our API and we now integrate with Awardco, Mariana Tek, Mindbody. In 2026, we're going to see Club Ready, Excerpt, hoping to kind of expand into where we integrate and kind of how we sit in the tech stack as we've moved up market.
Gotcha.
So we're integrate with Teams and HRIS and Gusto and the whole breadth of sort of how Prosper can fit into these much larger organizations.
And what is just give people a little primer on the main reasons why people are coming and using your software. Obviously, we've got the softwares that are doing other things, but what have you really kind of keyed in on that allows you to keep a client and then they're asking you to integrate or other people have to integrate with you?
So really it's consolidation. So typically somebody might come to us and say, hey, we have something for sub-management, something for communication, Google Sheets, Post-its, a front desk scheduler, an instructor scheduler, a way to get things from field to the top. And none of them talk to each other. They're all sort of disparate. And we're now drowning in tools.
Mm-hmm.
Prosper typically consolidates upwards of 4 tools into one, right? So somebody might come to us and say, hey, we have Group X is functioning one way and front desk is functioning another way, and our managers are functioning another way, and nobody really has any idea what's going on. And there's all of these gaps that pretty much all of the information is falling through. And so they'll come to Prosper and consolidate everything into one tool and truly be able to run their entire organization in one place.
Mm-hmm. And what if somebody, when we were working together back during COVID, a lot of it was about activity logs. It was about scheduling, substitutions.
Yep.
What are some of the key, highest use, areas of your platform?
Yeah. So as we've gone up market and gone into much larger organizations, making sure that every unit is operating consistently is like a big focus. So we have operational checklists. We now have a really robust ticketing system that auto routes everything from operational tickets and supply requests all the way to equipment maintenance, inventory, retail. Everything is running through Prosper, including subs, chat, all of your employee engagement and recognition can run through Prosper, training. And so really it is a one-stop shop platform. The other piece that we really built into is franchisor systems. So we've actually replaced FranConnect.
Oh, wow.
For multiple franchisors.
Gotcha. And from a standpoint of people logging in and going into some of these other softwares that you're doing APIs with, you're kind of, the way you're explaining it is like you're kind of like the enterprise platform, and now membership and billing is kind of plugging into your ship, or how's the member? How's kind of the member?
There is none.
No member. Everything internal.
We're all for your team, your managers, your internal staff. and then we'll integrate into what is member facing just for the purposes of possibly clock in, clock out, and subs.
Gotcha. So without beating too much of a dead horse, the client that comes to you and says, okay, I've got all these things going on and I can't really manage this centrally as a dashboard, they're definitely a prospect and a good use case. If I'm growing quickly and I'm adding new locations and I want to try and scale and replicate my operating system, that would be a good Prospr case. And then what are some of the other things that you're excited about or that people are asking you to work on next?
So we're excited about sort of fitting and having things talk to each other more seamlessly so that we can make it much easier for people to function fully out of Prospr alone. We're excited about like AI scheduling so we can make scheduling easier. So literally all you do is give us your blocks. We'll be able to, with a click of a button, say, great, based on people's availability, how much you want to pay them, overtime rules, right? We can actually give you a most perfect schedule as we see it. Obviously, you can then make your edits, but we're able to really start doing a lot of the work for managers, for regionals that are the time sucks today.
Mm-hmm. And then the people, you and the people on your team, you're uniquely kind of like, hey, I understand how this place operates. And therefore, I'm going to kind of customize it based on your operations, not necessarily tell you how to do things differently or fit you into my box. Is kind of how I always thought about how you roll.
It's super flexible, really customizable. As we have scaled, some of the things that have been fun for us are like auto translation. So everything now is in English and Spanish. So if you're an English speaker and you talk to a Spanish group within your club, great. Like you write in English, they'll receive it in Spanish, vice versa. Awesome. Everything from checklists, onboarding, employee surveys. Right. So we've really just gotten very deep in how do we support a team to function from their phone.
Mm-hmm.
How do we help that middle level from that GM to that regional who's typically working out of their car, right? So the idea that we're giving them desktop tools and a mileage tracker doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Understood. And then in closing here, you've been one of those entrepreneurs that's kind of heads down. I think very realistic about how long progress and results take. So any parting words here for other entrepreneurs that are building a business and kind of getting to scale, but knowing that doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of work, blood, sweat, tears, and probably burning the midnight candles.
Be patient and prep your liver.
I love it. All right. Well, this has been 7 minutes with Pete Moore, and we are going straight to backgammon and to Lee's signature in New York. So we'll catch up with you next in Manhattan. And always good to see you, and congrats on the success you've had.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, cool.